Hey there, just picture this for a second. You open your fridge, craving a little snack before bed. You grab your favorite cheese, soft, creamy, comforting. But what if that one small bite is the very thing quietly breaking down your immune system, or even putting you at risk for something much worse? No strange taste, no odd smell, just a ticking time bomb sitting right there on your plate. In today's video, we're exposing 4 cheeses every senior over 60 should absolutely avoid, and 4 that can actually protect your brain, bones, and muscles as you age. So don't miss this. Tap that like button, share this with someone you care about, and subscribe to Healthcase for more senior health tips that could literally save a life. Number 1. Queso Fresco, the fresh cheese that could turn dangerous. Hey, have you ever added a little queso fresco to your tacos or scrambled eggs? It's soft, crumbly, and mild, like a safer option than other rich cheeses. But it's something most people over 60 never expect. Queso fresco is often found in mom-and-pop markets, family restaurants, or passed around as a local delicacy. But many of these cheeses are made with unpasteurized milk, and that's where the danger lies. According to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, queso fresco has been directly linked to foodborne illness outbreaks, including one major incident that sent several seniors to the hospital after contracting listeria from the cheese itself. What makes queso fresco particularly risky for older adults is its moisture content. That high water content creates the perfect environment for harmful bacteria to grow. And what if the cheese isn't handled, transported, or stored with the utmost care? Even a small piece can turn into something serious, like meningitis or sepsis, especially if your immune system is already weakened by age or a chronic illness. That's why one of the most overlooked senior health tips is to check the label. If it doesn't say pasteurized, don't risk it. And even if it does, err on the side of caution. When in doubt, heat it until it's steaming. Or better yet, choose a safer, firmer, more digestible and safer cheese. If you thought queso fresco was the only risky cheese flying under the radar, wait till you hear what's happening behind the deli counter. Number 2. Unlabeled deli-sliced cheese, when fresh, isn't always safe. Hey everyone, have you ever stood at the deli counter and pointed to a block of cheese thinking, "That looks fresh, slice it for me"? We've all been there. It feels comfortable, personal, like you're getting something better than the pre-packaged stuff. But here's the thing, what you don't see behind the counter may be more important than what you do see. That slicer is used for dozens of cheeses every day, sometimes meats too. And if it's not cleaned properly between uses, which it often is, bacteria left over from one item can easily hitch a ride to your cheese. Worse yet, many cheeses in the deli counter are unlabeled. No information about the pasteurization process, no expiration date, no clear storage history. For older adults, especially those managing chronic conditions or with weakened immune systems, this is a dangerous blind spot. According to food safety data from the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, sliced cheese from the deli counter, especially soft or semi-soft varieties, has been linked to multiple outbreaks of listeria infections in older adults. Let me put it simply, if you don't know what kind of milk it was made from, how it was stored, or whether it was pasteurized, you're putting a lot of faith in something you can't verify. That's why one of the most practical senior health tips I can give is to stick with clearly labeled packaged cheese, especially those marked pasteurized. And always check the temperature in your refrigerator, keeping dairy products below 40 degrees Fahrenheit to prevent bacteria. Type 2 in the comments if the deli counter used to be your go-to spot. Curious, what safer option would you pick today? Number 3. Imported soft-ripened cheese with unclear origin. When fancy turns risky. Hey, have you ever had someone bring you a piece of cheese from overseas? Maybe it was wrapped in fancy paper with a name you couldn't quite pronounce, but it looked fancy, like something you'd serve at a special dinner. But here's the thing most people don't realize. Some of these imported cheeses are made without the safety steps we expect in America, like properly heating the milk or keeping it cold during shipping. And that can be a real problem, especially as we get older. You see, these soft, creamy cheeses are often kept warm to ferment, which sounds fancy but actually creates opportunities for invisible germs to grow. If the cheese sits out too long, or if the milk isn't handled safely, even a small piece can upset your stomach, weaken your immune system, or worse, land you in the emergency room. For people in their 60s or 70s, it's a risk not worth taking. That's why one of the most important senior health tips I can give is, if the label doesn't say made from pasteurized milk, or if you don't know where it came from, skip it. Choose something safer on the shelf that you can trust. If foreign cheese makes you nervous, don't let your guard down just yet. Some of the most processed dangers are made right here at home. Number 4. Processed cheese slices. The easy choice that's hard on your health. Hey, let me ask you something. How many times have you made a quick sandwich with one of those orange cheese slices? You know the kind. They peel off the plastic easily, melt perfectly, and have been in American kitchens for decades. But here's the thing that no one really tells you. That slice of cheese isn't really cheese. It's a mixture, part milk, part oil, a little flour, and a few ingredients that most of us can't even pronounce. Not only has the recipe changed, but so has the way your body processes it, especially after the age of 60. You see, these industrial cheese slices often sit on the shelf for months, and while that may sound convenient, it also means they're loaded with preservatives and salt to keep them looking fresh. For seniors, this can silently harm your digestive system, blood pressure, and even cardiovascular function over time. It's not just one slice that's a problem. It's years of easy choices that add up. And here's the thing, once those packages are opened, if they're not kept cold enough, the risk of spoilage increases rapidly, even if they still look fine. It's that invisible risk that makes them a problem for anyone with a compromised immune system. That's why one of the easiest senior health tips to remember is, skip the plastic wrap. Go for real cheese, which has fewer ingredients, is clearly labeled, and doesn't have a rubbery texture. Your body will thank you for it. Drop a 4 below if those wrap slices have ever been part of your routine. Got a better sandwich idea? Share it with us. You know, looking back at all 4 of these cheeses, they have one thing in common. They sneak into our kitchens because they seem familiar, harmless, or just plain convenient. Maybe it's the soft white cheese sprinkled on tacos, unlabeled, unasked. Or the slice of cheese cut from the deli counter, handed to you with a smile, but with no indication of how it was made. Then there's the cheese from overseas, given to you by a friend, full of flavor, but unsafe. And of course, those plastic-wrapped slices of cheese. These are everyday choices. And that's what makes them so unpredictable. Because for people over 60, our bodies don't recover as quickly as they used to. So you don't have to give up cheese, but being a little more careful, checking labels, asking questions, and choosing real cheeses can pay big dividends. It's a way to protect our health without giving up the foods we love. But here's the good news, you don't have to give up cheese to stay healthy. In fact, there are a few kinds that not only taste great, but actually support your bones, muscles, and memory as you age. Let's take a look at the cheeses that truly deserve a spot in your fridge. Number 5. Cheddar cheese. Your old standby just got even better. Hey, let's talk about something that's probably been sitting in your fridge for years, the good old cheddar. You've shredded it onto baked potatoes, melted it in cheese toast, or sliced it for a quick snack, But what if I told you that this classic is not only delicious, but also one of the best cheeses you can eat for your health after 60? Cheddar is a hard, pasteurized cheese, and that makes it a much safer choice for seniors. It's naturally rich in calcium, which helps keep your bones strong, and it contains a decent amount of protein to support your muscles. But here's the really cool part. Some studies have shown that moderate cheddar consumption is linked to better memory and brain performance in older adults. Pretty impressive for a cheese that's been on grocery store shelves for so long, right? Plus, low-fat or reduced-fat versions are easy to find if you're watching your calories. And because it's firm and low in moisture, it doesn't spoil as quickly as softer cheeses, making it a smart, low-risk choice for everyday meals. That's why one of the simplest senior health tips is this: always have a block of cheddar in the house. Use it in small portions, pair it with whole grain crackers or fruit, and enjoy it knowing that it's not only delicious, but also quietly helping your body age more healthily. If cheddar feels like your reliable classic, Swiss is its quiet cousin, lower in fat, easier on digestion, and worth a closer look. Number 6. Swiss cheese, the mild cheese that quietly does a lot. Hey, let's take a look at a cheese that doesn't always get much attention. Swiss. You know the one. Pale yellow, pockmarked, and often tucked quietly away on the side of a sandwich. But don't let its mild flavor fool you. This cheese has a few tricks up its sleeve, especially for those over 60. Swiss cheese is hard and low in moisture, which gives it a food safety advantage. Less moisture means less opportunity for germs to grow, which is especially helpful if your immune system isn't as robust as it once was. And since it's typically made from pasteurized milk, you're avoiding some of the biggest food safety risks that come with soft, imported cheeses. But here's the bonus. Swiss cheese is a great source of calcium and protein, just like cheddar, and it tends to be a little lower in fat, making it a heart-healthy option for those trying to control their blood pressure or cholesterol. Plus, it melts beautifully on vegetables or in omelets, creating healthy meals that are actually delicious. That's why one of the most practical senior health tips is to choose low-moisture cheeses like Swiss. It's safe, easy to digest, and fits into your daily routine without causing any trouble. Hit 6 in the comments if Swiss cheese deserves a second chance in your kitchen. Sometimes the mildest foods bring the biggest benefits. Number 7. Cottage cheese, the gentle protein your body will thank you for. Hey, have you ever had one of those days where food just feels heavy? You're hungry, but nothing seems appealing, and your stomach doesn't want anything complicated. That's where cottage cheese comes in. It's soft, cool, and light, but don't let that fool you. This humble little cheese is packed with high-quality protein and calcium without loading you up with too much fat or salt. It's especially helpful if you're feeling a little tired or if your appetite isn't what it used to be. A small bowl with some berries or a few slices of banana? It's a simple meal that packs a punch. Cottage cheese is also pasteurized, which means it's safer for seniors than many soft or fresh cheeses of dubious origin. And since it's easy to digest, it won't sit in your stomach like a rock. It is a quietly healthy food, gentle, nutritious, and easy on the digestive system. One of the best senior health tips is to include light, protein-rich foods like cottage cheese in your daily meals. Whether it is breakfast, an afternoon snack, or something light before bed, it is the kind of food that appears for your body without being hard on it. If cottage cheese is your go-to for gentle nourishment, Feta adds just the right kick to bring meals back to life. One comforts, one awakens. Number 8. Feta cheese, small crumbles, big benefits. Hey, let's talk about one of the easiest ways to upgrade your food, just a little bit of feta cheese. You've probably seen it sprinkled on salads or mixed into scrambled eggs. It's light, slightly tart, and just enough to wake up your taste buds. But it's not all about flavor. Feta cheese is typically made from pasteurized milk, which puts it in the safe category for seniors. But what really makes it stand out is the benefits it provides in just a small amount. It's high in calcium and protein, two things your bones and muscles need more of as you age, and because it's so rich, you don't need much to feel satisfied. That's great news if your appetite has decreased or you're trying to keep your portions small. Another plus? It's lower in fat than many other cheeses and easier to digest than cream-based varieties. Add a spoonful to steamed vegetables, stir into a bowl of cereal, or use as a topping on toast. It adds a lot of flavor without being too heavy. That's why one of my favorite senior health tips is to keep a small tub of feta cheese in the fridge. It's simple, safe, and helps you enjoy your meals while taking care of your body. If feta's already earned a spot on your plate or it's going on your next grocery list, leave a 8 below and tell us how you're using it. And you know what I love about all of these cheeses? They don't try too hard. They're simple, reliable, and they sneak into your diet, delivering their benefits without being too flashy. Whether it's the heft you get from Cheddar, the gentle balance of Swiss, the comfort of cottage cheese when you're not craving it, or the playful kick of Feta, each one plays its part. You don't have to overhaul your diet or follow the latest trends. Sometimes it's the basics, done right, that make the biggest difference. Just a few smart changes, and your plate becomes something that supports your energy, your memory, and your bones. Little by little, meal by meal. That's how we take care of ourselves. Hey, can we talk about where you buy your cheese? Because sometimes it's not the type of cheese, it's where you buy it. Maybe it's a vendor at a weekend market. Maybe it's wrapped in wax paper from a small shop that feels so authentic. But here's the thing. When it comes to dairy products, especially cheese, where it comes from is just as important as the product itself. As we age, our bodies become more sensitive to even small amounts of impurities. That's why the safest choices often start right on the shelves. Look for places that keep things properly refrigerated, have clean counters, and staff who know what they're selling. If you ask, "Is this made with pasteurized milk?" and they hesitate or guess, there you have it. Shopping smarter doesn't mean spending more. It just means being a little pickier about labels, storage, and cleanliness. Because when you're over 60, food safety isn't a luxury. It's part of staying healthy, maintaining independence, and avoiding hospital stays. This is one of the easiest senior health tips to apply. Shop where cheese is refrigerated, clearly labeled, and trustworthy. Your fridge and your body will thank you. So next time you're at the store, remember that shopping smarter isn't just about saving money, it's about protecting your health. And with something as simple as choosing the right cheese, that change can start today. Because what we've learned is simple but powerful. Some cheeses that seem harmless can pose risks, especially for older adults. But the right cheeses, they can actually support your bones, muscles, memory, and overall health. By making a few small changes, reading labels, choosing pasteurized cheeses, and storing them properly, you're giving your body a real chance to be healthier longer. If you found this helpful, don't keep it to yourself. Share it with someone you care about. Make sure you're drinking enough water, staying active, and getting regular checkups. And if you haven't already, hit the subscribe button so you don't miss the next senior health update at Healthcase. Let's be healthy together.